Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today I brought you guys this problem. So what do we want to do for this problem? We want to solve this expression here, the square root of 19 plus square root of 192 plus the square root of 19 minus square root of 192. So we want to solve this until we get a number, a clean number, okay? So what do we do first? First thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this expression to a variable. I'm going to just put it x, set the equation to that. So now I have a variable to solve for. And first thing I want to do is, this looks complicated, right? So I want to get rid of the square roots that are present. And how do you get rid of square roots? What's the opposite of square root? It's squaring, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to square both sides. So x squared is written as x squared, and then that would be equal to, and now I'm going to just square root everything that's here all together. So this 19 plus, so I have all that squared, and now I want to simplify it. Well, how do I simplify it? Well, there is an equation. If a plus b squared is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So if you remember how to do this, then you would know that we have to set the variable a for a certain thing and then use it into the equation, and b. So in this case, I'm going to set the a as this whole expression here. And then that means that our b would be this whole expression here when we square it. So let me simplify that. So we'll get x squared is equal to a squared. A is square root of 19 plus square root of 192. And that squared, if we were to square that, squared and square root cancel each other out. So we'll just take off this top square root. So it's equal to 19 plus the second square root still stays. Okay, that's important. And then, so that's our a squared plus 2ab. So our a is this. And our b is this one. And then plus b squared. So our b is square root of 19 minus square root of 192. So we'll square that. And like we did with the a, if we were to square it, it'll cancel out the square root over everything here. So we just write it simply as 19 minus square root of 192. So now you may be thinking this looks even more complicated than what we had here, but don't worry, it will get easier, it will look simpler. So let's already start simplifying a little, make it look neater. So we have 19 here and 19 here. So 19 plus 19 is 38. And now notice here. Here we have a square root of 192. And here we have a negative square root of 192. So what do? They cancel each other out. So we're left with 0. So we don't need to worry about those things anymore, which is nice. And now all that we're left with to simplify is this. Since we're multiplying two square roots together, it can be rewritten as multiplying these two terms under the square root. So multiplying these two terms that are found under the square root for both of these. So for this one, 19 plus square root of 192 times, so now we have 38 plus 2 times square root of 19 plus square root of 192 times 19 minus square root of 192. And let's see if we can simplify it further. So we want to multiply these two together. And looking at it like that might be tricky, but let's notice something. Here we have 19, and here's a 19, and this square root of 192 and square root of 192, we have both here. However, this is a plus and this is a minus. So lucky for us, there's a certain equation that we can use for situations like this. And the equation goes as the following. A plus B times A minus B is equal to A squared minus B squared. Alright, so now let's try to use this equation for what we have here. So our A, as it seems, is prevalent in both of these terms, and it's positive in both, so it's the same sign. So our A would be 19 in this case, since 19 has the same sign in both of these. So our A would be 19. And then for our B, here we have a plus B and here is a minus B. So in one term it's plus, as in here. In one term it's minus, as in here. So this means our B is square root of 192. And now what we want to do is use these values for A and B and rewrite it as A squared minus B squared. So let me start a new line and let's do this. So 38 plus 2 times square root of, so A squared, our A is 19, so that means it'll be 19 squared, which is 361. And then minus B squared, our B is square root of 192. And like I already mentioned, if you square a square root, that will just cancel out the square root. So that would be 192. And now let's simplify more. X squared is equal to 38 plus 2 times 361 minus 192 is 169. X squared is equal to 38 plus 2 times square root of 169. 169 is a perfect square, and the square root of 169 is 13. And now all I have to do is simply simplify until we get our answer. So x squared is equal to 38 plus 26. That's 2 times 13. And that is equal to 64. So we got that x squared is equal to 64. And to solve for it, we just need to square root it to cancel the squared. So x is equal to, so here you got to be careful. Whenever you square root at the end of a problem, you will always be getting two answers because you can get negative or positive. So in this case, it would be 8, right? Square root of 64. However, it could be 8 or negative 8 because negative 8 times negative 8 is 64 positive. However, only one answer is correct. So let's figure out which one it is. So let's notice on our original equation, we have a square root of something plus a square root of something. How the square root of something will always be greater than or equal to 0. X equals negative 8 is not one of our answers. So our final answer is x equals 8, and this is our whole thing simplified. It all just equals to 8. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and write a comment down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.